Wheatie, a beautiful black cat with glowing yellow eyes, has never been known for being especially friendly. She dislikes strangers, keeps her distance from unfamiliar people, and is not particularly interested in getting along with other animals either. Independent and selective, Wheatie has always preferred affection on her own terms. But despite her reserved personality, there is one companion she absolutely adores: Zelda, her little human sister, who is blind. The bond between Wheatie and Zelda is impossible to miss. Whenever Zelda makes her way through the hallway, Wheatie walks faithfully beside her, gently brushing against her legs as if guiding her path. When Zelda relaxes on the couch, Wheatie curls up close against her, waiting for pets and cuddles. At night, the two often share a pillow, sleeping peacefully side by side like lifelong best friends. To Zelda's mother, Alexis Wiggins, this friendship is especially meaningful because it was the last thing she expected. When Wiggins was pregnant with Zelda, she worried most about how Wheatie would react to a new baby in the house. The family already had 3 cats and a dog, and Wheatie, who was 4 years old at the time, had developed a reputation as the youngest and most unpredictable pet in the household. She wasn't known for patience, she wasn't known for sociability, and she certainly didn't seem like the kind of cat who would welcome a newborn baby. But the moment Zelda arrived home, Wheatie surprised everyone. Out of all the family pets, Wheatie was the only one who wanted to stay nearby. While the others kept their distance, Wheatie lingered close to the baby and calmly remained around the family. Instead of avoiding the unfamiliar sounds and movements of a newborn, she appeared curious and comfortable. As Zelda grew older and began interacting more with the world around her, Wheatie's affection only deepened. Most cats would run away from a baby grabbing at their fur, ears, or tail. But Wheatie did the opposite. She would lie quietly beside Zelda while the little girl explored her through touch, petting her head, stroking her tail, and running tiny hands over her soft coat. Remarkably, Wheatie never seemed afraid. She simply stayed there, patient and gentle, allowing Zelda to discover her in the way that made the most sense for her. Today, Zelda is 19 months old, and Wheatie continues to show more patience with her than with anyone else in the family. Wiggins says the cat becomes especially focused when trying to get Zelda's attention and even seems to strategically lead her to certain places. Whether Wheatie truly understands that Zelda cannot see is impossible to know, but many who watch them together believe she senses that her little friend experiences the world differently. When Zelda was only 5 weeks old, Wiggins noticed something troubling about her daughter's eyes. They were red and swollen. Concerned, she sought medical advice, but one physician dismissed her worries and blamed allergies. Still convinced something was wrong, Wiggins and her husband took their newborn daughter to an eye doctor. What followed was every parent's nightmare. At first, doctors feared Zelda had eye cancer, a life-threatening diagnosis that would have changed everything. But after further examinations, the family finally received a different answer. Zelda was diagnosed with chronic bilateral detached retina. She was blind. The diagnosis was heartbreaking, but after fearing they might lose their daughter entirely, it also came with relief. As Wiggins later explained, discovering that your child is blind is deeply difficult, but when you previously believed she might have cancer and could die, blindness felt like a blessing by comparison. Since then, Zelda has continued to grow into a joyful toddler, and Wheatie has remained by her side through it all. The pair are now inseparable. Wheatie constantly stays close to Zelda, rubbing her cheeks against her, nudging her with gentle head bumps, and making sure she is never far away. Whenever Zelda hears Wheatie nearby, she immediately lights up with excitement. She bounces, giggles, and reaches out her hands, eager to find her furry best friend. Their relationship is built through sound, touch, and trust. Because Zelda cannot see Wheatie, she knows her through the softness of her fur, the sound of her footsteps, the vibration of her purr, and the comfort of her presence. Wheatie, in turn, seems perfectly content to be found this way. Even more touching is Wheatie's protective side. Wiggins says that if any of the other pets get too close to Zelda, Wheatie may suddenly come zooming in out of nowhere. It is as if she has appointed herself Zelda's personal guardian, always watching and ready to step in. For a cat who once seemed aloof and unpredictable, the transformation is remarkable. At bedtime, their connection becomes even clearer. Zelda notices immediately when Wheatie has not yet come into her bedroom. She becomes fussier, almost as though asking where her companion is. According to Wiggins, it is clear Zelda knows when her sleeping pal is missing. Once Wheatie arrives, everything feels complete. The two settle in together and drift to sleep side by side. In the coming weeks, Zelda will receive her first mobility cane, an important step in helping her navigate the world independently. Wiggins joked about the possibility of Wheatie becoming her toddler's seeing eye cat. While said humorously, there may be more truth in that idea than anyone expected. Wheatie already walks beside Zelda. She already helps her feel secure. She already offers companionship, confidence, and emotional support. In many ways, she has already become a guide. Still, more than anything, Wheatie and Zelda simply enjoy being together. Their mother says some of her favorite moments happen when the two are alone in the room and don't realize anyone is watching. In those quiet moments, there is no performance, no audience, no effort to impress anyone. There is only pure connection, a young child and a young cat, happily sharing each other's company. Wiggins describes it beautifully, just two young creatures, full of love. Stories like this touch people so deeply because they remind us that friendship can appear in the most unexpected forms. Wheatie was once the pet her family worried about most. She was the cat no one expected to bond with a baby, yet she became the one who loved Zelda first. She became the one who stayed close. She became the one who protected her, comforted her, and slept beside her each night. Sometimes the hearts we least expect to open become the ones that love most fiercely. For Zelda, Wheatie is more than a cat. She is a playmate, a protector, a source of joy, a constant friend in a world experienced through sound and touch. And for Wheatie, Zelda is clearly her favorite person. Their friendship proves that love does not need sight, words, or explanation. Sometimes it simply looks like a black cat with golden eyes walking faithfully beside the little girl she adored.